The next step as you prepare to do your outcomes assessment evidence collection is going to be to make your rubric that the evaluators will use. Now, if you've been using Blackboard rubrics for grading, you'll make it in a very similar way. However, there are a couple different steps at the beginning you have to make so that Blackboard knows this is an evaluation rubric and not a grading rubric. So just keep that in mind. When you have added rubrics to assignments in the past, you've probably seen grading rubric or secondary rubric. This is actually a completely different type. So to make this rubric, I'm going to come up here to Outcomes Assessment, and you should have this tab by now if you're the Outcomes Manager. And it's going to load. There we go. And on the left-hand side here, you see Rubrics. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Rubrics. And you see other rubrics that people have made. So you can go ahead and create your rubric, but keep in mind it's going to be really important to use the naming conventions we talked about before, because you want to be able to find your rubric quickly and signify that it belongs to you. So you go ahead and come over here to Create Rubric. And the best thing to do when you're naming this rubric is to use the exact same naming convention that we used before. So remember, I was doing the College of Fine Arts, I was doing art, and the BFA in art program. And then whatever you're calling the goal. Remember, communication was the example that I used. You can write a description if you want to, but you don't have to. I usually like to make it public. That way I know that my faculty members can see it if they want to, and if someone else takes over as the goals manager, they can see it as well. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and change it to points. We want to use points on this rubric. Now, the horizontal axis are going to represent the levels of achievement, and the vertical axis are the evaluation criteria, just like in any other rubric. So if you want to add more rows or columns, you can do that here. Maybe you have yet another category. Maybe instead of proficient, competent, or novice, I want to have a category for if they just didn't do it at all. It's just not present. So I added a column. I'm going to edit the column. But as you can see, there's a problem here because not present is over here with the highest level of achievement. Well, I don't want that to be the case. You could order these any way you want to. To do that, you click on this Levels of Achievement button, select the one you want to move, and just go ahead and move it using the arrows. If you want them to be the exact opposite, you can use this Reverse Order button, and that'll do it all that way. The next step is to add in the points values. So maybe everything here is a 4-point scale. I guess maybe I'd actually want to do 3, 2, 1, 0. But you understand kind of what I'm going for here. And then how you will evaluate what your criteria look like. You can change the descriptions here. By default, you'll have formatting, organization, and grammar. That's just kind of a guess that Blackboard is given of what you might want to do, but you can change it to whatever you'd like to. So actually, let me go ahead and change these to the points values I want. And as you can see, I just want to keep doing that. You could also, if you'd like to, instead of mousing over like I'm doing, use your keyboard. You just do tab, and that'll put you in the descriptive box. One more tab, and now here I am. And I can type in there. So you can really customize this however makes sense for you. It's nice if you want to put a description, you don't have to. And your finished grid will look like this. It'll have something written in here. Make sure you submit. That's always important to do. And now, later, as you can see, my grid's out here. It's good to have a description, then people know what's happening. But either way, I can use this, I can align my goals to this later. So it's just that simple to make a rubric when you're aligning evidence to goals.